welcome back to another episode of the, I'm going to put my name first, Shane and Tia show. We're actually on our way now to the gym, just bear with me, train tracks, there we go. We're on our way to the gym now and we're doing a full day training with the crew, the whole crew, the Proven team. And I guess a bit of context as well, I'm not sure if we've ever told you guys, but we catch up with these guys throughout the whole week, possibly 3 to 4 times a week. I think it's very important for both aspects of people not to get dependent or start being in a competitive environment, you know, competing alongside each other. I think it's very important to have that balance of injecting intensity with having new people there and also allowing them to fine-tune their own ability and then be within themselves to go, okay, how can I best approach this workout? So all that said, today is a full day of training. We're going to kick it off with a weightlifting piece and then certainly get into the old CrossFit realm of a few workouts pieces, which you'll see shortly.
We know it takes time to get over things, right? The more that we know, it seems like we don't know anything.
So today we are going to be doing some lifting, power clean, power jerks, working up to about 85%. With this, we are working up to a moderately heavy load. So those earlier sets, we're wanting to make sure we're focusing on technique. We're wanting to make sure that we have a really solid jerk or dip into our jerk so that our jerk is nice and strong. Shane always likes to say, good clean, good jerk. So starting from the very beginning of your lift, you're wanting to make sure that everything's set, that you're nice and tight, and that you're performing a really solid lift so that you're not having to really fight for that clean and then you're fatigued for your jerk. So there'll be a couple of power cleans and then we'll do singles. What we like to do is when it comes to weightlifting and doing these movements is just taking our time, not doing it for time, slowing it right down, thinking about the big pull, drive through the legs, and then we go into a couple of jerks, so making sure that we're really catching and using our legs rather than pressing through with our arms. So that's something that I like to focus on as well. And you know, I definitely think that it's something that you guys should do at home as well when you're doing your lifts. Video yourself and actually have a look at what technique you're doing, because you don't want to keep practicing bad habits and bad technique. Because when you start to get heavier and you start to get over that 85%, then it starts to catch up and you most likely will fail because you haven't been practicing good movement patterns. So it's crucial to make sure that you slow it down, work on those really good movement patterns early on in the set, and then you'll be setting yourself up for success later on as the weight gets heavier.
What I see the younger athletes putting up great numbers. I think it's awesome on them. Well done to them. I think it's going to push the sport or grow the sport in that younger bracket, especially in the strength realm. Traditionally, we see the younger athletes being great at like the aerobic side of things. You know, if you look at our current younger athletes, am I worried at all? I mean, you know, I don't think I'd be giving out the right message if I say I was too invested in what other people are doing. I'm solely invested in what we're trying to do and trying to build on what we currently have. So I guess to answer the question, I don't think I've put too much thought about the wiring. but on the growth side of the sport as a whole, I think it's fantastic. I'd love to see that strength matched with aerobic, hence what we're doing this for, you know, to find the fittest on earth. But it's great. You know, like, I'm excited to see what they will do in the semi-final and the games for that matter, so it's really exciting.
Oh, absolutely. I think that just because you win a particular movement or, you know, a strength piece at the best of games, that doesn't mean that you're going to be the best moving forward. You know, everyone's trying to get better. Everyone's always working that bit harder to make sure that they're ready and prepared so that they can win. And you have to do the exact same. So every single time, if anything, I willingly put the pressure on myself to get that much stronger and that much fitter so that no one is anywhere near close to coming and taking that from me. You know, I work so hard that I want those wins, and so I just need to make sure that I'm constantly pushing and I'm constantly trying to strive to be even better than what I was previously. So, you know, I'm always focused on how I can get better, and I compare myself to what I was this time last year, because that's the only gauge that I have that, you know, if I can check in with myself, see where I stack up to, and ultimately beat the previous tier, then, you know, that's all I can really ask for. And so, you know, checking in and, you know, putting that pressure on myself to not get complacent, to constantly keep pushing is my way of just, you know, finding that drive and that determination to get that extra bit of edge. I haven't, like back in when you compare my performances in like 2015, 16, even probably 2017, I think there were a few where I just missed out. I think I came second, and so that definitely has fueled the fire, if you will, when it comes to clean ladders and everything, because when I look back, I had the capability of winning. I just didn't execute it the way I should have. So
would that have put you on the podium for those years? Like, would that have made you win?
I think so. They're definitely, when you look back on some of those workouts, had I just, you know, placed one little bit better, or if I didn't make a mistake in one particular workout, it honestly, that's what it came down to when it comes to, you know, my first or second place overall. So, you know, there's obviously hurt and frustration from those results, but that said, if it wasn't for those performances, if it wasn't for those experiences, I probably would never have learned, and I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing today. So, you know, I was able to turn it around, and as frustrating as it still is for me, I have to look back with no regrets and, you know, look at them as learning curves and just things that have actually built me to be a better athlete today. We're just doing jerk recoveries here. Basically, these are really, really great for obviously practicing that locked out position in the split jerks and getting under that heavy load. So, you know, we're still early on in the season where we haven't really been hitting very heavy 1RM lifts. So doing jerk recoveries, really focusing on that lockout, driving and forcing those shoulders to really stay stacked and in a strong position essentially, so that we can actually step in and finish off the jerk for a successful lift. I personally really like them and think that there's a lot of benefit from it, and I also build confidence under a much heavier load, comparing to, you know, what I've actually worked up to in, say, like clean and jerk or just a jerk off the rig. So you're wanting to make sure that you're not doing big steps. You're obviously under a lot of load, and so the more that's moving, the harder it is to stabilize. So you want to make sure, depending on, you know, which foot is in front, okay, you're going to be taking a step forward from the front foot, a little bit, back foot, front foot, and you're gradually bringing those feet in so that you're staying stacked underneath that weight. The weight's not moving and being distributed over your legs, and it's completely over the center of your mass. So just got done with the strength piece. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. My legs feel a little fatigued from yesterday's training session, so I could really feel them in the power cleans. I felt like I was actually catching them a little wider than what Shane and I would like, but you know, come competition, you're not actually lifting fresh, so it's really good to be able to hit solid numbers and also focus on form while under fatigue, and also after, you know, a big week of training. So really happy with it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you learnt something from either the jerk recoveries or even the power clean power jerks. And I hope that you get to hit something fun in your gym and your training. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Oh yeah. Yo, let's do this. Now picture homie rolling. Let me offer my condolence. You don't know just how I'm doing. And the silence gold, I'm broke cause they know him for talking fluent. Got him under the influence, the truest, talking to him. Recline your ego.